I'm a holistic nutritionist, so I specialize in supporting people with digestive issues, food allergies, and then largely a huge part of what I do is supporting people with emotional eating, food addiction, sugar addiction, things like that. My connection with Yellow Door is really, supporting a restaurant and supporting a hotel that has fantastic service, fantastic values. They have menus that actually are healthy, that have healthy options. They can cater to gluten-free, dairy-free, refined sugar-free. So that's really important when we look at food addiction and we look at trying to eat healthy. Because when a lot of these restaurants use a lot of MSG and aspartame, gluten and things like that, that's where people find themselves falling back into old cycles because that one meal is all it can take to trigger someone. From a young age, I had kind of, low self-esteem, body image issues because I was called ugly on the bus by some older boys. And so when you're 5 years old, that just completely, I chose to let it ruin me. So I always had a very intimate relationship with food growing up. I was always allowed to kind of eat whatever I wanted, and so I ate a lot of sugars and pastries and sweets and ice cream and things like that. And food was also kind of like a reward. So if I did good in school, I'd get rewarded with food, or if I had a bad day, there was always food available. It just created this huge cycle of a food addiction and largely a sugar addiction and a gluten addiction, which took me from 125 pounds to 175 pounds in 4 months. It was really the day where I found myself, just finishing binging on cookies and ice cream, and I was feeling really sick, but it was the moment where I found myself digging through the garbage for more, that I was like, wow, this is serious and it's time for me to figure out how to get through this. And then, once I figured everything out for myself, I was just so inspired to get into a career of it because it's something that so many people struggle with, but nobody really talks about. And I don't see a lot of really, useful ways for people to go out and get help. About a year ago, I was like, at some point I want to write and publish a cookbook, but I didn't know when that would be, and it was in the fall when a friend of mine said, you should really set a date and get this cookbook out. You can totally, set your mind to it and get it in print. It's just so natural for me to want to make it and share it with people because it's not just a cookbook, it's a real expression of the journey I've been through, and the recipes are all easy to make and they're delicious and they're just whole foods ingredients, free of gluten, sugar, dairy, soy, and corn. So it's just simple and delicious, and I just wanted to show people that you can shift the way you eat without being deprived. You can be healthy without feeling that you can only eat like a handful of different foods. So that's what really inspired me to write the first cookbook.